Very welcome to Finland TalentMatch event. Actually, this is not the event itself yet, but a preparatory webinar to introduce you the event options that we offer, and also to walk you through the Tavata virtual platform where everything will happen. And the main part of this preparatory webinar will be about how to pitch yourself to employers as tech professionals. Actually, this last part will be useful for you not only during this particular event, but also you can use this knowledge and pitch that you will create at the end of the event at any occasion. For example, at any recruitment event or during the job interview, because always a job interview starts with the simple question from an interviewer, please introduce yourself. So today, our professionals from Get Hired in Finland, Riina and Lydia, I will introduce them a little bit later, will help you build this powerful pitch and answer the most important questions. So to start with introduction of Finland TalentMatch, I can say that this event is organized by 6 largest Finnish cities. It is Espoo, Helsinki, Vantaa, Turku, Tampere, and Oulu. And also Work in Finland is our partner in organizing this event, and Helsinki Chamber of Commerce. So altogether, we have brought a large program, and I can share a few insights into what's waiting for you during this event. And later, Chang will share more tips about how to navigate the event platform. Probably some of you have already joined the platform using our guide. Some not yet, but you have time to explore the event and build your profiles before the actual event will begin. And the booking of one-on-one meetings with employers will start on the 28th. So you can use a few days to prepare everything calmly. This is actually the event platform. And if you are interested in what's waiting for you in the program, you can navigate to the program tab. There you can see the date. It is first day of the event. If you want to switch to the next one, you just do it here. So on the first day, you can attend job fair presentations. Job fair is a department of the exhibition where you can meet employers who are hiring right now. So they have open positions and they are ready to recruit. In this job fair presentations track, they will introduce their company, their work culture, their hiring process, their open positions to everyone. You can attend these presentations and ask your questions. In Finnish technology landscape track, you can listen to different keynote about different type of technology fields that are now very actively building up in Finland. So, for example, this 6G innovation, cybersecurity, quantum technology, and other. The third track is for employers. But if you might be interested in any of the topics related to international recruitment, you are also welcome to join. Then on the second day, you will be able to attend Explore Fair presentations. So if in Job Fair we have employers who are hiring right now. In Explore Fair, there are service providers providing different career-related services and prospecting employers. What does it mean, prospecting? It means that they may not have open positions at this moment, but they are planning to have them in the proximate future. Sometimes it's somewhere in December or in January, but anyway, they are interested in like pre-assess different people and maybe invite you to the interview later. The other track is called Why Finland, and here you can find interesting keynotes about why Finland is an excellent destination for tech professionals. Then dive into different cities, like from the perspective of choosing where to go, where to live, and why choose this or that city. This session would be really insightful. Then there are some practical tips about actually how to set your life here in Finland. Panel discussion about fostering inclusive working environment and different communities for professionals, engineering your career in technology, and moving to Finland as an entrepreneur. That is also a very popular option. And the last but not least program track is Job Search in Finland. So this track will be filled with useful tips about how to look for a job in Finland. So what is very typical for Finland, for Finnish job market, how to apply for a job, what to do at the job interview, how to use internship opportunities, and many other interesting topics. So please don't miss the program. If you want to join any of the tracks and sessions, you can just do like this, tick on the plus, and it will automatically show in your schedule. So you can go here and you will see your schedule here. And to join, you will click on this arrow and then you will see a link. And through this link, you will join to the session. More details about how to use Tavata will be explained by my colleague, Chang Pham. So Chang, welcome to the stage. And meanwhile, if you have any questions related to the event, welcome to post them in the Q&A session, and we will try to answer them during this event.
Thank you, Katja. I think we both try to bring me to the stage at the same time. Okay, so let's wait. I'm off the screen again. So maybe I just leave it to you. Can you bring me to the screen?
Yes, sure. Welcome, welcome.
All right. I hope everyone can see me now. Yes. And I also have just posted a question in the chat. So if you manage to join the event by the code that we just provide, then please give me a thumbs up in my comment in the Q&A session. So I just know how many people have managed to get in to the Tavata platform. And I also have seen a question that does everyone have access to the view we saw? All right. So I think this is exactly where I will come in. So I will share my screen to you right now. Yes. So I think for the people who haven't been able to see the event, it's my guess is that you haven't joined the event by code. So let me show you step by step how to do that. So first, if you have if you already have a Tavata account, you just simply log in. But if you don't have an account, then please sign up for it and you will receive a confirmation email to your email. And after that, you can log in to Tavata. So I will now sign in to my Tavata account. So from here, this is my personal account. And actually, even before I go into our Finland TalentMatch, it's very important that you set up your personal account. So here in this corner, you edit user profile. So do upload your image. You can put in your basic information like names, email address. And then on this part, you will click as a private person. And the rule of thumb is the more you filled in your profile, the more visibility you will get from the employer. So basically, just fill in all the fields that you can. And especially here, you can write some pitch about yourself, and this brief pitch will appear under your image when employers can find you. So it's very important that you introduce yourself. And then you also can add the social media that you have. And in this social media, I just want to address this attachment file. Here, please upload your CV, because when an employer finds an interesting candidate, they would like to check the CV right away. And by uploading your CV here, they won't waste time finding you on LinkedIn or from their own means. So it's very important that you upload either your CV or portfolio in your profile. And after you fill in everything, you just click save. And your personal profile is done. And this is before you join the Finland TalentMatch. So it's your overall general profile. And since I'm sharing the screen, I won't be able to read your question, but I will address it right after I'm done with this brief presentation. And now, after you get your general personal profile, you click right here, join by code. And we have sent you the code in the event guide this morning, but the code is 7XE4. After you join the code, you just click join. And here you will receive a quick guide on Tavata, so please check it out as well. It will help you to run through the event even smoothly. And now you get the Finland TalentMatch event under your Tavata profile. And now you will go to my profile. You can see immediately that it notified me that I need to do it first. So this is your event profile, Finland TalentMatch event profile. So here you will find more information that you need to fill, but you can basically, it's quite straightforward. You choose your role in the event as a job seeker or a program attendee. If you like to just go through the program and you don't have needs to book meetings or meet other. But let's just pick job seeker. Then also fill in where are you right now? Are you in Finland, within EU or outside of EU? And for employers, you can ignore it. And here you can copy the same pitch that you did for your personal profile. In this part, offering and seeking, we also already addressed it in the event guide, but for you, you will only click the offering. So as a professional, you use offer to list your expertise, while the employers will use the seek to see who they would like to hire. But yes, for you, you only need to click the offering part. So let's just say I just click as an example. And after I click the offering, it's also very important that I use the tags. So what does tags means? The tags means that the other event attendees or employers can find you directly with a tag instead of have to go through several steps. So in this tag, you can tag your expertise. For example, if you are in cybersecurity, then you can just write it and click enter, and then it will appear. Or if you are in your expertise also Python, you can also put it there, or AI. So just put this tag for people to find you easier. And after that, you click Save. And now you have an event profile for the Finland TalentMatch event. So when you are done, you will see your image here, also your brief pitch. And when you click this arrow, you also see what you are offering and what are your tags. And in this shaking hand button, people will be able to send a message or suggest a meeting with you, and then vice versa. All right, so that's very quick about your profile, but it's the first step before you can go into the event. And as Katja mentioned already, that you can, under the info tab, you will find the event wall where we will update all information about the event here. And also you can, some people already find our lobby chat. So this is our main communication channel. If you don't find the information or you have some question after reading our event guide and our frequent asked question document, then you can contact us here. But all the information should be available for you already in the event guide that we provide this morning in our email. And if you don't know where is the event guide, it's also right here in the material. So when I click the material, I will also find the guide for professional and also frequent asked question right here. And I will also quickly show how the guide looks like if you haven't had time to check it out. So yes, this is the guide that we compile all the information we think that is very necessary for you to join our event and make it as smooth as possible. So it's 16 pages, so please go through them. And if you still have questions after going through this guide, then you can contact us in this lobby chat under the info tab. Yeah, right here. Yes, and then just to quickly go through, like under the people, how you can find employers, for example. So all the people who have registered and upload their profile will show up here. So basically, after you complete your profile, you will also show up here in this people's page. You can find employers by two ways. You can first sort by company. And when you click company, you will see the company right here. So I think some people might have add the wrong tab, but here you can see the exhibitor and speaker are from company as well. But since the company is quite general as a search, you can use this filter and use attendee role. So in the attendee role, you can pick either prospecting employer or hiring employer. And here you will find the employer, in my opinion, a bit more accurately compared to the sort by company. And since this meeting is also recorded, you can also watch this afterwards to see how you filter and find the either employers, service provider or organizer, or whoever you would like to connect with during our event. And in your own schedule, you will see the session you would like to add. It's right here. And also one-on-one meeting with employer will also show up here. You can add your own schedule item. For example, you would like to have lunch break, and that lunch break time, nobody will be able to schedule any meeting with you, for example. Yes, and now I'm going back to the info, which has much more tab, but I think my time is running out. So I just quickly show in the exhibitor, this is another way that you can check out the company virtual booth. For example, in Zero Gravity, you can click into them and see what they are about, what do they offer, their homepage, video room, and also their contact information. Yeah, and some people I see that already able to find them. And it depends on the companies whether they have resources or time to reply to your chat. So we all ask for your patience if you haven't heard from them immediately. All right, I think that should be quickly it, but just to recap, You log into Tavata, you complete your personal profile, then you join the event by code into this interface, and then you complete your event profile. And it's very important that you write your pitch, click what you want to offer, use the tag, and save, always save your profile. And also in your personal account, remember to upload your CV. And yes, in the info, you will find all information. We will keep updating them. We will also announce a thing that need to be done, or if we have any update here in the lobby chat. And also you will find the event guide and frequent asked question in the material, but you also should have them already in the email that we sent. Yes. And I think that should be it. Is there anything that I missed, Katja?
You can probably show how to switch the language from Finnish to English, because for some people it appears in Finnish, which might be really tricky. So it is under your personal profile.
Yes. Oh, I think you mean here?
Yes, it is in edit your user profile. So if you scroll down a little bit, you see your first name, last name, and then
here,
choose the
yes,
language.
Choose language. Yes, correct. So here you can choose language English to get the whole interface in English. And yeah, now I also, and then click save. It will turn into English. And you can come back to my own group and event, and you will see our Finland TalentMatch event right here. And just click open. And here, just one last thing, you can check the customer service. So if you have any issue with Tavata platform, you can write to their customer support here in this question mark. And if you have any event related question, then you can ask us in the info or lobby chat.
Yes, and now at this point, thank you very much, Chang, for sharing your insights. And we will then provide the stage to our dear partners from Get Hired in Finland. Reina and Lydia, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready here together.
Awesome.
Hey.
Awesome. Then I bring you to the stage, and please start your very, very much useful webinar and let our participants build the awesome pitch for their job search. Good luck to you, and we will answer the rest of the questions in the chat.
Thank you, Katja, for the for providing us the stage.
Would you share the slide, Reina?
Yes.
Well, we are in a presentation mode, but it also means somehow we cannot see ourselves, and we cannot see the chat, and we cannot see the Q&A. But I wanted to ask maybe Katja, if you can confirm that you can see us, then
Yes.
the slides are here and the voice is okay.
Yes, we can hear you, we see your slides, and if needed, I can read questions from the chat for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, thank you. A fun fact for everyone, because it's a tech conference. Actually, we were not supposed to be in the same room with Reina. We were supposed to be connected from our homes. But for me, Teams just did not work. We tried everything we could, and it just did not connect anymore to this call. So Reina suggested that I just come to her place, and luckily we live close. So now you have us both.
Yes, kind of twinning and sitting together. So hope it doesn't feel like kind of, very weird for you guys. But yeah, it's, but I'm happy that, still we could make it together and we are here to, talk about how to pitch yourself to an employer together with Lydia. So thank you everyone for joining
And let's start. The workshop today is called How to Pitch Yourself to an Employer, and it will be a step-by-step guide, a step-by-step process. And what will we cover today? First of all, we will share with you what is expected to get out of this workshop and what you should receive at the end of it. And then we will talk about pitching. What is it and why it is important? And then we will also take, with the help of Katja, an example from a brave participant who was able to share the recording of their pitch. Then we will go through the guide step by step and we will test your pitch, what you have as a result of this workshop. And a little bit we will be talking about fears, because let's be honest, all of us have fears of pitching. Even us, we are in front of you, but it's not easy.
easy. Yes.
And a few words about us, and I can start. And you can see my LinkedIn code in the corner here. I'm Lydia Salo. I'm a founder of Get Hired in Finland. At the same time, I'm a career coach and a job search mentor. And I moved to Finland now more than 7 years ago, and my mission is to support highly educated professionals to get hired in Finland faster. And on just a smaller personal note, I live in Espoo in Finland with 3 kids.
Thank you, Lydia, for the introduction. And maybe now I can introduce myself a bit here. Again, you can see on the right-hand corner, it's the link to the LinkedIn profile. So please feel free to connect with us there. And yeah, so briefly, I'm Lydia. Sorry, I'm Reena Jha, and currently I work as a talent acquisition specialist at a Finnish company called Vaisala. And at the same time, I'm also a career advisor with Get Hired in Finland and closely work together with Lydia a lot. And my mission is also here to support highly educated internationals who are living in Finland to find job faster and navigate through this Finnish job market in a better and more efficient way. I moved to Finland around 8 years ago. And on a side note, I live with my family as well in Espoo, and I'm also a mandala artist by the night. So yeah, that's briefly about me. And now I'll leave the stage again to Lydia.
Nice that people sleep in Espoo, right?
Yes.
Right. So a few thoughts on what is about to happen. As you already know, we will have steps to writing your pitch. If you are tentatively listening to us, please, with your laptop, open a Word or Google Doc or a Keep, whatever you use for writing text. And while you follow steps, please keep writing a small pitch for yourself. And we also understand that this will be a general pitch, and we highly encourage you to actually adjust it for every single company. And we will be talking to you about how to do it.
Yes. So basically, what is pitching and why is it important? And that's what we are trying to share more about it in today's discussion. And also there are certain types of pitching, but what kind of pitching are we focusing here today? So let's check that. So the briefly there are 3 types of pitching in general. So one is elevator pitch, and then there is self-introduction pitch and pitching an idea or a product. So elevator pitch is something that you kind of maybe you meet somebody on the go, and then you have to quickly introduce yourself like in couple of minutes. And that's why it's called an elevator pitch. It's basically, you have to pitch yourself within the time that the elevator takes you to reach to your destination. So really short and brief. And then there is self-introduction pitch, which is more like when you're introducing yourself, your background, your professional journey and everything in a more professional setup, in the sense it could be to an interviewer, to a hiring manager, to a recruiter. So that's more on the self-introduction pitch. And pitching an idea or a product is something where you have idea about a product that you want to maybe sell to somebody. So you take an opportunity to pitch about that idea or a product. Also in a professional setup or kind of in a more casual setup. But again, the idea is that it'll be brief and short and really quick. So these are few, different types of pitching. But in today's discussion, we are mostly going to focus on self-introduction pitching, which is also helpful when you or anybody as a job seeker kind of trying to introduce yourself in a professional setup. As I mentioned, in an interview, to a recruiter, to a hiring manager, to a panel, anybody. So from a recruiter's perspective, I can say an introduction pitch is a short, clear statement that introduces you to an interviewer. Here, the idea is also that it needs to be engaging at the same time. So I also often call this as a mini advertisement of your own self. Right? So because it needs to be short, quick, engaging, yet covering the main aspects of yourself. So it's like a mini advertisement about yourself. So from a recruitment perspective, as you would have understood, I'm into talent acquisition. So that means that I get to hear many pitch from time to time. Like I interview myself, many candidates. So I get this introduction pitch a lot from all the interviewees or the applicants. So there are many instances when an introduction pitch can be a deal breaker, or it can also make or break your interview process. And so let's see when and why I or the hiring manager would have hired or rejected any candidates because of introduction pitch. So some things can be like sharing very non-relevant or less relevant matters during the interview, sharing too much or too little, which is also like important. It's important to be on the topic and not share too much or too little. For example, I can give you a brief example about a candidate that was super impressive during the discussion. So the background is that I was trying to hire a person for iPhone development position, and we had received an applicant who has a personal hobby project, and he has been working in iPhone development for 10 years, but as a personal hobby project. However, his main profession was into cybersecurity, and this was somehow still interesting for us, and then we wanted to interview him. And it was extremely impressive how he introduced himself, even though the iPhone was his just hobby project or a passion project. The way he introduced himself, the way he kind of really drove the whole discussion was impressive, and he was hired for the iPhone development role, and he easily transitioned from being a cybersecurity professional to iPhone development. So as I said, your introduction pitch can make or break. It can be a deal breaker actually. And at the same time, in many instances, I have spoken to developers who share very little information, and that means that I had to ask every little detail, like step by step, which is not ideal in an interview setup. So it's like sharing too little detail can also be can also act as a negative thing for applicant. So what are we looking at in a pitch? basically the pitch needs to be, so this is like 3 C's and 1 R is I call, and it's very easy to remember that way. So it's clean, clear, concise, and then relevant. So when we say clean, clear, and concise, it's like to the point and being very clear about how you kind of form your introduction pitch, but then also being concise to the point and not including, any irrelevant information there. And that also means that keeping the introduction to limited to the relevant information, which is important for that position, for that role, or for that occasion example. So these are a few things that really is important when you are kind of, trying to prepare yourself for a pitch to keep in mind. Going forward, so now is the time to look into the reference pitch, and I will leave it for Lydia.
I had an idea with Reena that actually would be so nice to check how you're already doing it. And to not only listen, but also we can evaluate it and give feedback to you after. And thanks to our wonderful organizers, we know that there is a pitch that has been selected for now, and we haven't seen it. So it will be very new for us as well, the same way that it is new for you. So giving an opportunity for organizers to show the pitch now.
So should we stop sharing so that they can take over?
Yes.
So we will stop sharing our presentation for some time so that they can play the video.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, my name is Oluwarotimi. I'm currently pursuing my master's degree in cybersecurity at the University of Turku, building on my bachelor's in electrical engineering. I have hands-on experience in systems application and cloud security, and I'm deeply passionate about building secure and reliable infrastructure solutions. I'm currently seeking an opportunity to intern at Nordic, where I can apply my technical skills and also learn from industry professionals in a dynamic and security-focused environment. I am a collaborative team player known for my problem-solving mindset, strong work ethic, and professionalism. I'm eager to contribute meaningfully to your project while growing as a security professional. Thank you for considering my application. Looking forward to the opportunity to add value to the team.
Can we also talk to people who are available now in listening to us? Can you write in the chat, have you heard anything? We can't hear.
Then maybe we can work with the written introductions.
Yeah. Should we find the one we started with?
Yes. I think let's do that. Let me find it. Just okay. Now there are so many conversations.
Thank you a lot for writing to us. That it's also was a bit difficult for you. The voice was very low.
Recent, most recent. Now it's like.
Now there are so many messages that Teams does not allow us to even see the messages that were happening before. Katja, if you can find that message again with the project manager, because we promised to answer.
Yes, sure, I can read it again. So, experienced project manager, PMP and CSP SM certified with 10 plus years leading IT agile projects and global programs. Skilled in managing agile squads, including software development teams. Currently seeking new professional opportunities in Finland.
Yeah. Sounds good. And whoever shared this, the pitch, thank you so much. And maybe a quick feedback on that. It takes a lot of bravery to kind of type everything here. So really, thank you. You are very brave. So thank you for the pitch here. Overall, it looks good to begin with. Maybe in the self-introduction pitch, it can be a bit more in a way that this when I hear this, it seems to me that it's more like a summary, professional summary that we write in our CV, for example. So, it can be a bit more engaging. And maybe one thing also could be included is, towards the end, you could add your most biggest achievement and then close it with a thank you note or something. So I think that could be one small feedback here, but we will see still furthermore how to actually concisely bit your pitch. What do you say, Lydia?
Yeah, very, very well said. And again, you're very brave. You have a lot of experience. A few thoughts that came to my mind are, if I'm a recruiter, of course, I might hire for many different roles. Would I know what these CS things mean or not? Some recruiters might, if they hire lots of project managers, so they would be completely okay. I get it. Wow, you have this certification. But I guess many in Finland won't even know what that means. If you still would like to deliver, make your point, you can say, hey, I'm also, by the way, I'm also certified in the world's most famous project management certification. For example, it's just an idea. A few more thoughts that came to my mind. What kinds of industries you worked with? Or maybe even companies, if they are known in Finland. Somehow maybe a bit more details would be nice to have. And as Riina mentioned, it might be a fine CV summary, like short, precise, like perfectly fitting in there. But as we remember the elevator pitch, it usually gives more time. For example, around 2 minutes, and I feel like it was maybe around seconds, maybe 10 seconds overall. Yeah. Would we try one more? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do that.
Katja, would you like to pick one more?
Yes, I can take, for example, the most recent one. I am a backend engineer specializing in C#.NET, microservices, and relational databases. I currently lead a backend team designing scalable solutions and guiding development end-to-end. I also work directly with clients on requirements, so I am able to bridge both business and technical needs effectively.
Wow.
This is amazing because it gives me a really lot of idea about this person's background, what he or she is doing in the role. So really amazing. I think you've covered almost everything here. So really brilliant job. Just an additional note could be that it will be nice to include, as Lydia mentioned in the previous suggestion, it will be nice to include the company that you are working with, especially if it is like a bit well known, so that it kind of really we can really connect immediately that okay, this person is working with, for example, IBM, and we know what is the IBM, right? Most of the people. So I think that could be a really good addition, actually. What do you say?
Yeah, or a product as well would give an understanding what is it that you are working on. But overall, I like 3 things a lot. You're in backend. You're leading a team. Would be nice to know what is the size of the team, by the way.
Yeah.
And you also have the skill of sharing technical expertise with non-technical people. So you can talk to business as well as do your job in backend. So this is something that stood out to me a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I fully agree with Lydia. So really, really well done with the self introduction pitch here.
Can also be a part of a CV summary, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's a bit shortened, maybe. Yeah. Perhaps we go back to the slides and then we try to help you improve your pitch. By the way, at the end, you can type and send us what you have created following the slides that we have.
Yeah, so we are back to the slides now, and now that we have seen the few example of reference pitches, now let's move on. And we are also done with the feedback, so let's move forward with our step-by-step guide.
And as we mentioned, would be nice for you to write things down while you follow. We will also give not in step 1, but in step 2 and further, we will give time for you to actually write this part of a pitch. And we could not avoid this, researching the company. And the big reason for that is that your pitch can be adjusted depending on whom you are talking with. What is the company? Who is this person? Is he in recruitment or is it a hiring manager? And the things that we keep in mind when we say research a company, please, those can be, for example, what is the product of a company? What are the services the company provides? What are the current challenges, for example? And we are trying to figure out not only what are the challenges, but what is their tech stack, and maybe even recent projects that they are working on. And how to figure that out? You might be thinking, how do I research a company? There are many places you can have a look. It can be a company website, it can be a company's careers page. For example, if they're looking for a backend developer, most likely they have already listed the spec that's needed and the tasks that are needed. Can be a tech blog, even a LinkedIn page. And a small trick can be to just look for people working in this company in your future potential department. And you can take it as far as going to Glassdoor reviews or Reddit, trying to find things about the company. And once you find all this information, ask yourself a few things. What are the problems or challenges that the company is trying to solve here? How can I help with my expertise? And then having that in mind, your pitch will get so much more important for a particular company. We cannot see you, agree, disagree. Yeah, but we can continue.
So start with a strong introduction. Once you have done the research about the company, you have some background about the company. The next step is to start with a strong introduction, which means open the conversation or the dialogue with a confident introduction that includes like a short greeting that has your name, your title, and your relevant experience. And also like including your current situation. So, which means that when you're kind of starting to talk with somebody, I would always kind of greet that other person as well and begin with, hi, it's really nice to meet you. Or if I know already, like, the person that I'm talking to, I know the name. So then I would address them by their name and say that, hi, Lydia, it's really nice to meet you. Thank you for your time today. I'm Alex. I'm a full stack developer with 6 years experience in building scalable web applications. My recent role was with it's X company and I was developing Y. So it can be like your present role, or if some of you have, like currently are on break and looking for new opportunities, you can always say that my most recent role was this, or my current role is this, and I do this in my current role. So always begin with kind of, engaging. When you start talking and addressing the person that you're starting to talk to, it really builds that kind of engagement right from the beginning and kind of starts to create the kind of trust that you want to have with the person. And it's a nice way to kind of acknowledge them for their time and presence in general. So yes, so this can be your good start.
And it just came to my mind, Reena. There might be someone who recently graduated, and they might be listening to us and thinking, oh no, I don't have 6 years, or I don't have any experience working for a company. What would you want me to write here? And there were examples like that in the chat when we read.
Yes, absolutely. And that can be changed to, what have you like recently graduated with? What was your specialization, for example? And what is the field that you are like kind of, interested to get into? And where do you want to see yourself in few years down the line? So I think this could be a very brief introduction to begin with. And
Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
Exactly. So now,
let's use like around 5 minutes to do this individual work yourself, which means creating your strong introduction. So the idea is to kind of write down confident introduction in 1 to 2 sentences, just like how we have the example here on the screen. Let's use 5 minutes for this and share the introduction in the comments if you wish. So, and then we will kind of take care of the time. And as soon as we are done with 5 minutes, we will go ahead with the next steps.
Yeah. And we will get back to you in 5 minutes, and the time starts now.
Yes.
We were reading your messages meanwhile. Thank you so much for writing. And there was even one we liked a lot from
Vinay Shukla, and we commented to the chat as well. It looks like a really well-rounded and kind of covered all the important things and kind of well presented self-introduction. So really good job, everyone.
Even covered the next step of ours that we will now be talking about.
Yes.
I am such a big fan of Teams now. That's the way it's speaking and so on. Right. The next step would be to highlight key skills and maybe your stack as well. And now we will be thinking about your core 2 or 3 competencies that match. Preferably, if you can do the research, it would match what the employer wants. And also you can bring up some specific examples. And as an example here on the screen, it says, my main strengths are data analytics, automation, and visualization. I use Python, SQL, and Power BI to make data easy to understand, and I worked with Airflow to manage data flows and connect information from different systems. Of course, it's just an example. Your case can be including your softwares. And now we will also give you a bit of time to think about an example for you. So 2-3 things that you would like to bring up from your technical expertise point of view. And we will set up a timer and we will keep reading comments with Rina as well.
Yes.
And
Sounds like a plan.
yeah, and time starts now. Up. Thank you everyone for writing. And we would like one part of an intro that is from
Ashish Kumar.
Thank you a lot for writing that. You described a lot from your competencies.
Yes. Moving on to next. So step 4 is provide measurable impact, which means through your actions or through your responsibilities, what and how have you impacted in that role? And it's always advised that it is a quantifiable achievements. So basically the idea is to share quantifiable achievement to demonstrate your professional unique value. So how did you actually bring value in your role? And basically, if it is measurable, it's like the best way to kind of share. And the example, as you see in the example, in my previous role, I've implemented automation process that increases team productivity by 25%. So you see, this speaks a lot when you see some numbers. It talks about the, instantly it gives me an idea, how you have actually, to what percentage this automation helped, in your team or in your role, and what impact it made. So it's a really, really good way to kind of include these quantifiable achievements. Another example, as you see, I coached a cross-functional team of 8 through Scrum while reducing delivery cycles from 3 weeks to 10 days. So this sounds like a huge, achievement in the sense that there is in this role, he or she was able to minimize the time taken for delivery cycle from 3 weeks to 10 days, which is really, really huge. And it speaks a lot in terms of, the achievement. Similarly, another example is like introduced automated testing and monitoring tools, which reduced manual testing time by 50% and improved incident response. This is also those who are in this kind of monitoring, networking kind of background, I'm sure, or testing background, they know, this achievement is such huge. So when you share any such quantifiable achievement in your own pitch, it makes a lot of difference, and it speaks a lot in how and what and how you have impacted in your role. So it's really advisable to use these measurable impacts. How maybe always it's not easy to come up with these measurable, impact. So nowadays we have AI to get some help. So we would suggest ask ChatGPT, exactly like what's the numerical result for this task. Like name your task and then ask what is the numerical result for this task. So I'm sure you'll get some ideas. AI would give you some ideas which we wouldn't have thought about, and that can lead you to think, some impacts that you have made. You would have made those impacts, but we wouldn't have realized it. So it's a good way to kind of get some ideas from AI as well. So again, at this time, we would use around 7 minutes for individual work to think about a measurable impact that you have done in your maybe most recent role or your current role. So take some time to think and write down 1 to 2 quantifiable achievements from your previous or recent role. Which also I would like to add one sentence is like, which is also somehow relatable to the current, role or position that you're kind of pitching yourself to. So think about something which is relevant for this role that you are kind of trying to pitch yourself. For example, so there is one example on the screen. In my previous role, I implemented automation process that increased team productivity by 25%. And we also saw a few other examples, right? So, and as always, please share your comments if you wish in the chat so that we can also go through them and share our thoughts there. So let's use 7 minutes for this. Again, now the time is up, but also thanks to everyone who actually commented in the chat while sharing their measurable achievements. And me and Lydia were going through it and kind of commenting to most of you guys. So really good job. Thank you again for sharing here. Few were really nice. We also replied to those and also gave liked quite many. So really good job, everyone. And thank you for actively participating. That's also very, very important for us to see the engagement so that we feel motivated and know that you guys are listening and following us and not just speaking to the camera ourselves. So thank you for staying with us. Now moving forward.
Yeah, so it's a small step, and of course, you can completely skip it. But let's be honest, recruiters talk to so many people. It's unbelievable. Also, in a setup like this, it can be the whole day is just dedicated to 15 or 20-minute meetings, and then there might be an immense amount, or not an immense, but lots of people that the recruiter might meet during the same day. So can you think of something interesting about you, something impressive about you that would help a recruiter to remember you in a crowd? And of course, this comes at the end of your pitch after everything we have talked about. And 2 examples from here are actually from us. For me, on a personal note, I have been practicing Tibetan meditation for more than 10 years now, almost every single day.
And the second example is from my personal life. As I mentioned in the beginning, I'm also a mandala artist and I create mindful artwork, and I've been doing this for past 5 years now. And so yeah, this is something outside of my regular professional work that I like to mention. And maybe quick note here that there are many times, many instances that you get connected to the person very quickly and more personally also sometimes, because there could be some common connection through this interesting fact of yours, and it could be interesting to kind of build your connection further even outside the professional setup. Many times it happens, so it's really nice to kind of share such interesting fact towards the end, and it makes them remember you actually very well.
And maybe a small note, it should be something short, maybe 1 sentence maximum. It shouldn't be overtaking your whole pitch. So now we will kindly ask you to think of 1 fact in addition to just help them remember you. And this will be our favorite to read in the comment section. And yes, we will also have 5 minutes for that here.
Yes.
And time starts now.
Okay. Thank you all again for being patient and sharing all your, side passion. Really interesting ones to read. Everything that you all have shared here are really, really interesting and impressive. Skydiving and bungee jumping. Wow. We were talking how afraid we both are actually even to get into some rides in amusement park, and that sounds really, really exciting. And then there was some swimmer here, so who could swim for 1 hour 45 minutes straight. Wow, I'm just trying at the beginner level to learn some swimming here, so amazing. Thank you everyone for sharing all the interesting facts about yourselves. They're really, really impressive, and I'm sure these will help you also to stand out in some ways, or at least for the opposite person to remember you, in a different way, or rather like really in a standing out way, actually. So
personal way.
Personal way, yes, exactly. Moving on. So last step is like concluding the pitch, which means like maybe asking or passing the ball to the recruiter or the hiring manager with a question from your side. So which means end the introduction by engaging with the recruiter with a thoughtful question, which also shows that you're interested in this specific challenge or the team dynamics, or these could be some things that you can think of. And the example could be like, what is the biggest need or the challenge you now are having in your IT department, for example? Or I wanted to clarify that from your website, I saw X. So what do you think about this? What is the issue that you have there? So something like this. So always try to conclude the pitch with a thoughtful question, which you can ask the interviewer or the recruiter, and let them, pick up the ball and kind of engage in the conversation with their response. This helps in like two-way conversation and start the conversation somewhere. So it's not like a silent pause after your introduction, but then it's instantly recruiter has something to give you back and come up with an answer or response. And it's a good way to kind of start and engage the conversation and build the conversation from there. And then you can also further bring up your expertise in these particular areas. So once you hear the response from the recruiter, then it's on your side to pick up what is your level of expertise, or how are you an expert in that particular area. And then also a great way to tell them that how you can help them also too. So, it's like a chain of communication that you're building and engaging yourself in the conversation.
I'm just thinking,
yes,
maybe 5 minutes is too much for this.
Yes, exactly.
I think it's just one can just write down a question that you want to ask. How about 1 minute?
Yes, let's just pause for 1 minute, and then we will move on with we are nearly almost towards the end of the session, so we'll move forward from there.
Yeah.
Let's move forward.
Yeah, a very, very simple and easy step. It's actually how to say goodbye. And last time we talked about these slides, you remember we were saying that, well, for some it's very awkward to actually finish a conversation in a nice way. So what would be good to keep in mind is that you keep talking to this person. So you can say something like, it was great talking to you and thank you for your time. If you'd like to learn more about how I can help you and your team, would we just go ahead and book our next meeting? It's a little bit bold. And you need to also understand what's happening in a conversation. Was it a nice one? Do they potentially need people who have your profile? And if you get yes, 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 then would be nice to take this step from your side and offer to meet again yourself. And again, this is a step where we will not stop, because you can see it on the screen and you understood the point here of how to close the whole thing. Instead, what we would ask you to do is actually writing everything down together. Most likely you already have something put together now, step by step. Let's have a look at it together and let's check what you came up with after this workshop. And here, of course, things that are quite known. You will need to practice it. You will need to try to read it through yourself, because it's even in marketing, there is this term of conversational text where you can read through without stopping. So ask your friend or yourself, try to read it out loud and see if it's easy for you or not. And we have already mentioned that it's usually under 2 minutes that the speech should be. finished. So you can also check time-wise. And in the chat, we will now be checking a final pitch that you have built based on steps we provided to you. And let's see if we have a good example together.
So are we waiting for 2 minutes for them to?
Let's see, as soon as someone brings us a good example, then we can read the whole one.
Okay.
While we are waiting for your examples, maybe we move towards the closure of this workshop, and then we will check what we have.
Yes, sounds like a plan and good use of time in that sense. So, lastly, how to, as Lydia was mentioning in the beginning, we all have, some sort of fears. So, and it's very natural, nothing to be afraid of. But also there are it's important that we all are able to overcome the fear of pitching actually, because we don't want to come across stressed, afraid, and, showing lack of confidence and things like that. So it's very important that we all overcome this fear of pitching. So how to overcome these fears? So basically, breaking the ice to begin with. What does it mean is as we said in the beginning, it's really nice to greet the other person, thank you for their time. And so by these ways, you are instantly able to kind of build a connection and break that initial ice, which is because you start talking to a stranger, right? So it's very important when you start doing this little conversations in the beginning and start, with these little thank you notes, it helps in breaking the ice, and it helps in making both the parties comfortable as well. And next important thing is eye contact. So try eye contact, looking into each other's face and looking, it helps in engaging, right? So it helps, especially in the virtual world, or also when you're meeting somebody, in person, it's very important that you look at them in a really nice way, not staring, of course, but then, keeping the eye contact with them and having the conversation throughout while looking at them, and kind of that helps to keep up the momentum rather than kind of diverting ourselves or getting distracted with other things. Tone of voice, this is also very important. It's very important to use or have a very clear, confident, and also enthusiastic tone of voice. That also kind of helps in building the engagement, because it may be very, very less interesting when somebody comes and is just sitting in a couch position and then just not kind of having that kind of enthusiasm and interest in the tone and just speaking for the sake of speaking. That can be a really deal breaker. So maintaining the tone of voice throughout the discussion is very important. And then another thing is practicing. So first of all, we need to practice our pitch from time to time so that we know what we want to say, and we come across prepared. We are prepared. And how do we practice? I think standing, you can practice yourself while standing. So this helps in kind of maintaining the whole posture. Also kind of helps in relaxing yourself and delivering your own pitch in a very professional and composed way. So actually practice your pitch while you're standing, or at the most walking and practicing, or even looking at the mirror and practicing the pitch. So different ways, everything can be done while standing as well. If you feel stressed just before the discussion, chewing a gum kind of helps. I think that's also, is it your favorite?
Yeah, it's funny because it's proven. It's from our animal nature.
Yeah.
We do not eat if we are in danger.
Mm.
So if we chew a gum, it gives a signal to our brain that I'm safe.
Okay, yeah. And I have myself tested it sometimes, so it really kind of helps in calming. And then staying calm and composed. That means, again, like, keeping yourself really calm throughout the discussion, and keeping your composure, keeping your posture calm, and in a way that you come across really professional, but also calm and stress-free kind of a thing. And customize. So this is also very important, that you need to customize your pitch from different setup to different people, because always it's not the same person that you're talking. The situation and the scenarios could be different. So try to customize your pitch based on whom and where are you talking, what situation are you in. Is it an interview? Is it just a networking event and maybe you met somebody? So you might have to change a bit how you pitch yourself. So customize it based on the situation and scenario. So it's very important, like tailoring based on the requirement.
Yeah, perfect. We will show you the feedback QR code. If you can, please scan it. It's very easy to fill. At the same time, we will have a look at the Q&A section of this meeting and see if someone has shared a full introduction pitch of themselves. Maybe this one. Should we try to read it?
Yeah, I can take it. Hi, I'm Viknesh, a technical lead specializing in database design, development, and maintenance across Oracle, PostgreSQL, and MS SQL Server. I'm currently the sole database owner for a Java-based application where all business logic is implemented in Oracle SQL, managing end-to-end database activities across SIT, DEV, UAT, and prod environments. I have led successful database migrations that delivered significant cost savings and received strong client appreciation. I'm now expanding my expertise into cloud data platforms like Snowflake. On a personal note, I've started reading books regularly, inspired by my kid who was spending a lot of time on mobile. I believe small examples like this can make a meaningful impact over time. Thank you for your opportunity, and any feedback would help me.
You read, is it okay if I give a little bit of feedback?
Of course, please go ahead.
Amazing. First of all, thank you a lot for following the steps and writing. And if you have noticed, at the beginning, we only had very short intros of people, and now messages became longer. So it's a good sign. It means 2 minutes will most likely be taken. Now, one thing that you should really consider that this is something you won't be reading. It is something you will try to memorize and speak to a person. And then when you have this in mind, think, what is the language that sounds normal in a conversation? Because if you go really high level, it will sound more like AI speaking than a person. With that being said, try to practice it yourself. Most likely some words will completely drop, some words will become simpler. Simple is good, simple English is good. And a few things from my side as well. There are SIT, DEF, UAT, and not many people will know what you are talking about. Oracle is kind of like SQL are known, but everything else might be very specific. And if you want, you can also include an achievement, something measurable, and everything else is perfect. And a personal note is also nice, like I would remember you from this conversation. Yeah. Yeah, one more. Should we read it?
Yeah, I can read it for you.
Do we have time, Katya? Do we still have time to read one more example, or should we wrap up so you can continue?
Maybe let's read this last one and then we will wrap up the event because we are a little bit over time.
Okay. Would you like to read it?
Yes. Hello, my name is Ria Roy, and I'm a software engineer, deeply passionate about building scalable applications and solving complex real-world problems through efficient software solutions. I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's degree in computer science at Chandigarh University. This past summer, I completed 2 impactful virtual internships as a software developer intern at Skillcraft Technologies. I developed application modules using my knowledge of data structures, algorithms, and web development while collaborating in agile sprints. At the EduNet Foundation, I gained hands-on experience building and deploying a cloud-based AI solution using Microsoft Azure services. My core strength lies in full stack development. I am proficient in JavaScript, Python, and Java alongside SQL for database management. I have practical experience building applications with Node.js, Express.js, and MongoDB, as showcased in my Smart Travel project, a platform featuring a traffic prediction engine. I'm also skilled in version control and using Git and GitHub. To continuously sharpen my abilities, I've earned certifications in problem solving, SQL, and JavaScript from respected platforms like HackerRank and Coursera. I'm confident that I'm a strong fit for this role because I combine solid theoretical knowledge with a proven ability to deliver practical, high quality projects from full stack web applications to cloud deployed AI solutions. I'm a collaborative problem solver, eager to contribute to my skills and enthusiasm to your team from day one. Thank you for your time.
Wow, you did a lot of work. Thank you a lot for working on this. And now I just had a small feeling. You might confirm it or not. You might say, hey, what is she talking about? It was perfect. But I felt like it was a bit too much. I felt like the software that, it has like became a huge list of things that you know. And that's good, of course, that you know all of those. Perhaps maybe 2, 3 competencies where you would really like to focus on might benefit this speech. Also, need to understand what is the reason for including things that you are now learning at Coursera and HackerRank. If that's important, for example, if you apply for a role where you say that JavaScript is needed and SQL is needed, yes, of course, please mention that. But if you do not know a person and if they don't have a role available, it will be like that. You might match with companies that do not have any roles on the website. Then it might be a lot of information. So having said that, also check it for conversational tone. At places, it felt like ChatGPT-ish AI text written.
Yeah.
So hard to replicate it when you actually speak to a person. But overall, amazing job. Very, very well done. Thank you a lot. And thank you everyone who was listening to us. It was not easy, to be honest, because of all the stress that happened with the setups and all these windows and Teams and crashing and things like that. But we did our best. And I hope you benefited from it today.
Yes. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for your patience and thank you for being so active, engaging actively with us. We really hope that this has helped you in some ways and you have gained some benefit from this session. We can stop sharing now. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, Rina and Lydia, for this very valuable session on how to pitch yourself. I hope the audience get a lot of insight and now can draft your own pitch that's ready for our Finland Talent Match on 4th and 5th of November. Yes, and yes, thank you so much for joining our preparatory webinar today. And there are still a few things I would like to mention before we close the event. So first of all, the program and the companies are still being updated on Tavata. So the whole event will reach its perfection closer to the date. So you can look at everything on Tavata to see how is the event going, but it should be ready before the event for sure. And then just one thing I would like to mention for the people who joining today, that during the actual event on the 4th and the 5th of November, for all the session, it will looks like this. You will be able to join the Q&A. And since the number of participants might be quite a lot, we would like you to use the upvote function in the chat. So if you can see in the Q&A, under every comment, there is an arrow up, which is vote. So in case we don't have time to address all your questions, then you can upvote to the questions that most relevant to you, and the session moderator will pick up the most voted questions and answer it live. Otherwise, we also have chat moderator to answer your question during the event, but this way, the most common asked question will all be addressed. We also have noted this in the event guide that you can find out more information there. Yes, and the recording of this webinar will be available after the 27th of October in the materials section on Tavata. And thank you for someone who mentioned to us that the media kit link doesn't seem to work. We are working on it, and if it doesn't work, then we will also post the media kit on Tavata under materials. And last but not least, I also would like to thank you, Oluwaro Timi. I don't know if you are still here, for sending us the test pitching video, and unfortunately we couldn't make it work, but thank you for sending us, and still I hope everyone get to hear the example pitch from the audience and get very good feedback from Rina and Lydia. All right. And for now, I would like to wish you a very good weekend and prepare your profile well. Get ready for the event on the 4th and the 5th, and we will see you there again. Thank you for joining. And yes,
Thank you for joining. Goodbye. Have a nice evening.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.